Coming up, we've got news from Lucas, FloRacing, and the Xtreme Outlaw Midgets, and then we talk about Jacob Allen's start to the 2022 season. Let's go. Today is Tuesday, March 8th, 2022. Welcome into Dirt Tracker Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. We'll start you off with kind of the main news items from the last 24 hours, and then we'll get into our big topics. But first up, if you're interested in the business of dirt racing, we had a little sponsorship news yesterday with the announcement that the new Xtreme Outlaw Midget Series has signed Toyota as the series presenting sponsor. Toyota has been a big player in midget racing for a long time with their engines and their development program through teams like Keith Kunz Motorsports. This move just kind of feels like a no-brainer fit for them given their place in the sport right now. Besides midget racing, Toyota has expanded into the sprint car world in the last few seasons as they continue to develop their 410 sprint car engine with drivers like Kerry Madsen and Aaron Reitzel leading the charge. We're still about 3 weeks away from the series debut for the Xtreme Outlaw Midgets. They will open April 1st and 2nd at Farmer City Raceway as part of the Illini 100 weekend with the World of Outlaws late model series. You can find more series information at XtremeOutlawSeries.com. That's Xtreme starting with an X. I mentioned this very briefly on yesterday's show, but if you were hoping to see the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series this weekend at 411 Motor Speedway in Tennessee, that event has been canceled because of forecasted precipitation and cold temperatures for the coming days. That means we'll have to wait another week to see that series in action, as they don't race again until March 18th at Atomic and March 19th at Brownstown. Lucas Late Models have 12 races complete so far, with all of those happening during Florida and Georgia Speed Weeks. Brandon Shepard is the current series points leader over Devin Moran and Tim McCready. Shepard also leads all drivers in the series with 4 victories this season. For more info on the series and the announcement, find your way to lucasdirt.com. Sticking with the late model theme, I'm not sure about you, but I'm starting to kind of lose track of all of the places and series and races where there's more money on the line this season than maybe ever before. In an announcement yesterday, it was revealed that the FloRacing Night in America series has added more money to their championship payout after already pumping up their race purses for this year. The 2022 champion was set to earn $30,000, but if they maintain perfect attendance through the 12-race schedule, they will get an additional $45,000 to make it a total of $75,000 for the title. If they don't make it to every race, the payout remains at $30,000. This is on top of the races all paying at least $22,000 to win and $1,000 to start. The 2022 Flow season opens April 12th at Eldora Speedway. Jonathan Davenport is the defending series champion. That was last year was the inaugural season. This is the second season as we prepare for 2022. As a side note, the series organizers have made it easier to follow the action this year with a new website. Keep up with the FloRacing Night in America series at flowseries.com. As someone who spent a lot of time Googling information on this series last year, this is a nice addition. It'll certainly make it things easier for us to keep up with everything Flow this season. Over to today's main show topic, Jacob Allen. On Twitter yesterday, Tommy, who follows Dirt Tracker and runs lightning sprints up in Canada, asked me about Jacob and his start to the 2022 season with the World of Outlaws. He wanted to know if this was maybe Jacob's best start to a season in his career. And instead of replying on Twitter, I wanted to kind of save this question for today's show because I think it's an interesting topic to dive into, especially with all the question marks that surrounded that team coming into this season. All through the offseason, there were rumors that maybe Jacob wouldn't run the full Outlaw schedule alongside Logan Schuchart with Shark Racing, but ultimately those rumors did not come to fruition. Jacob is again back as a full-time Outlaw member, but something definitely feels different this year. He admittedly took time off from social media through the winter, and unlike the previous few seasons, his car does not feature a Dryden sponsorship like the other Shark car does. This season, Jacob is running the Bobby Allen throwback scheme all year with sponsorship from Pell's Tire Service. That's a longtime partner of Shark Racing. 2021 was a disappointing season for the 1A squad, especially after what they'd accomplished the year before. 2020 was Jacob's best year to date with the Outlaws. He earned his first series victory, had his best average finish, and was a top 10 runner in a third of the features. But last year came with no wins. His average finish was nearly a full position worse, and he was in B mains a lot more often. While his teammate has become a perennial contender with the Outlaws for wins and the championship, Jacob has progressed much more slowly, even struggling at times just to make features. And he's been out on a tour for nearly a decade at this point. But like I said earlier, something feels a little different in 2022, and the very early numbers show it. I went back and compared the first 5 races from each of Jacob's 9 seasons to see if there's a difference, and the stats point to an improving driver. From 2014 to 2019, he never raced in all 5 features to start the year, and his average finishes were between 18th and 25th in the features he did run. Over the past 3 years, though, Jacob has made all 5 races, and his average finishes are 17.4, 12.8, and 12.8. 2022 really closely resembles the start he got in 2021 in terms of finishes and average finish, but his performances earlier in the night have dramatically improved. His qualifying average is 6.8, which is more than an 8-position gain over the first 5 last season, and nearly a 6-position gain over his full 2021 year. Only Kerry Madsen and Brad Sweet have better qualifying averages so far than Jacob does, and he's already matched his quick time total from a year ago. In heat races, Jacob leads the series in wins so far with 3 and only trails Sweet in heat race average finish. That's more heat wins than he had in 79 races a year ago. And through these opening 5 nights, no driver has been in all 5 dashes, but 2 have been in 4 of 5. They are David Gravel and, you guessed it, Jacob Allen. This success earlier in the night has led to a dramatically improved feature start average, which is almost 4 positions better than it was in 2021. If you look at the features themselves, Jacob was 23rd in the opener after starting 8th, but I believe he pulled off early because of those horrible track conditions. He then was 5th and 12th to close out Volusia and 8th at Cotton Bowl last Friday night. And then on Saturday night, he started 4th, but that opening lap contact with Corey Eliason left him with damage, and he ended up finishing 16th. He still definitely got some work to do come feature time, as he's not getting the finishes you'd expect from those good starting spots, but he is showing signs of big improvement. You can't do well with the Outlaws if you can't qualify and get through heat races, and through these first few races, Jacob is doing what he needs to do early in the night to set himself up for success. These next couple of weeks out west could be a big telltale of what's to come for the 1A this season, as Jacob isn't typically strong in California. If he's able to find some more top 10s, we could be on the cusp of a career season for Jacob. On the flip side, though, it's still obviously very early, with 5 races being a very small sample size. Anything can still happen, but I'm definitely encouraged by what we've seen from Jacob so far. The Outlaws are at Thunderbolt Raceway in Tulare, California on Friday and Saturday. There are 2 shows on the streaming schedule for today. Dirt Vision has Outlaw Karts from Millbridge, and there is FloRacing 24/7. To see the full daily streaming schedule with links to watch, visit dirttracker.com/watch tonight. That's it for the show today. Have a good Tuesday. If you have thoughts about the topics on today's show, please leave them in the comments below or tweet at me. Thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for more Dirt Tracker Daily.